Hey, I'm Brandon, and today we are checking out the Street Steel Holeshot 2 gloves coming in at 50 buckaroos, baby. 2-season hot weather glove. This is going to be super lightweight, gives you excellent tactile feel of your controls, and it's more of that kind of cruiser V-twin kind of style. Again, low profile, not over the top with the amount of protection it's providing, but it is certainly something that is going to be beneficial to riders out there on the street, of course. Now, before I get going, I do want to talk about the overall fit real fast. I measured just over 8.75 inches around the full circumference of my hand. I typically wear a size large. However, if you reference the sizing chart, that is going to put me right in between the size medium and the size large. And I found that the size medium just fits me a little bit better. So I would certainly recommend for those of you out there, if you fall right in the middle there, I'd go with the smaller option. And I think you should also be all set with that. So that's just my personal preference there, my personal take. And again, most times I do wear a size large, but yeah, the medium is spot on. Very, very comfortable. I don't have any loose material or anything like that, and I don't have any restriction manipulating my controls. So we have a stretch mesh main construction, and then we've got some perforated goat leather in the mix on the palm. Then we've got some right here, right around the knuckle area. But let's start here at the wrist. Single Velcro closure, very straightforward there. This stretch mesh material, just before we get to the knuckle, is going to allow plenty of airflow to get through here, and it's going to allow plenty of movement as well. You're going to see that on the fingers. Right here across the knuckle, just some foam padding, nothing over the top, a little bit of accordion just before you get to that foam knuckle, but a lot of V-twin guys don't like a lot of bulky protection or anything like that. So you've got some protection here, but it's, again, as I mentioned, it's not over the top. Very much a low profile glove that's going to blend in depending on whatever bike you're utilizing it on. And of course, you don't have to be riding a V-twin to utilize these gloves, but they're a little bit geared towards that market, of course. Working our way down the fingers, more of that stretch mesh material, a little bit of accordion right there in the trigger fingers, makes it that much easier to manipulate your controls. It certainly makes a difference versus when you have it and when you don't. And then more of that stretch mesh again, just allowing as much airflow as you can get through these gloves. And then more perforation right here in between the fourchettes as well. Again, this is a 2-season hot weather riding glove, certainly not something I would recommend utilizing when it's cold outside. As we swing over to the inside of the palm, goat leather on the inside of the palm. This provides excellent abrasion resistance, but also excellent tactile feel. A lot of people like having goat leather on the inside of the palm, and I'm certainly one of those people. Touch tech capability on the index finger as well as the thumb. Typically, I like that touch tech, across the top right here, so I can pinch and zoom a little bit easier. But at 50 bucks, again, I'm not going to harp on it too much. It certainly works, and that's the most important part there. A little bit more of reinforcement right here. This is kind of a suede material that you're going to find on the inside. This is a high wear area for gloves, so just giving some additional reinforcement in this particular area so it doesn't break down prematurely as you're manipulating your controls and squeezing your handlebars and things like that. A little bit of additional foam padding right there at the base of the palm. Again, very low profile, nothing over the top. It's not going to hinder your movement or make it uncomfortable when you're grabbing your controls, but it is just giving you additional piece of protection. At this particular price point, I think we could have used a little bit, maybe some of this suede or something to cover this outer seam. I think it would have been nice to have for these particular gloves. That's certainly something I'm always looking for, unless it's like a dirt glove or something like that. I'm not too worried about it, but for street use, it's nice to have that additional coverage in this particular area. In the event of a low side, you're kind of putting your hands out in front of you to brace for impact, and this is one of those areas that's kind of prone to tearing apart. So it certainly would have been nice to have that, but a little bit of neoprene surrounding the bottom of the wrist so you can manipulate your controls, you can move your wrist around, nothing feels restrictive, nothing's going to be binding. It's certainly very comfortable in that particular area. Overall, at 50 bucks, I think this is going to be a great option that is very much an economical price point with a low profile amount of protection, but still some of those creature comforts you want when you're out there in the saddle. Of course, if you're looking for more details, you can click that info button. That's going to take you over to the product page. And as always, if you have any questions about these gloves, maybe you're comparing it to a few other options out there, do not hesitate to reach out to our customer service team. They're all riders, more than happy to get you pointed in the right direction. Thanks for hanging out with me for a bit, taking a closer look at the Street Steel Holeshot 2 gloves. I'm Brandon. Keep it pitted.